Hello everyone, and we are from Group 6 here to present the world of ideas. Here is Acha for the reporting.
In today's world, media is everywhere, from TV shows and movies to the internet and social media. It has transformed how we live, think, and interact. This transformation is known as media globalization, and it has a major impacts on our societies, so economically, politically, and culturally. Nicholas Stevenson Key Forces of Media. According to Nicholas Stevenson, 2013, 5 key forces have shaped media in the 20th century. Capitalism. Media is driven by business and profit. Companies create content to make money, which often leads to standardization. Everything looks familiar. Commodification, turning content into something to sell. And conformity, promoting similar ideas to large groups. Nation-state media used to shape national identity, but with globalization, it has spread global cultures. Now large media corporations control much of what we see, influencing how people across the world think and act, creating a more connected global culture. Third, public sphere. Media allows people to discuss important social and moral issues, leading to a sense of global citizenship. People are no longer only connected to their own nation but are part of a larger global community. For John Thompson Ideas on Modern Media, John Thompson, 1995, explained how modern media has permanently changed how we communicate and understand the world. His main points includes, first, storage of information. Media can share information like movies or digital content, making it easy to keep and share over time. Second, reproduction. Media can create multiple copies of content. This has turned ideas and entertainment into products to sell, leading to the rise of copyright laws to protect these products. Third, space-time distanciation. Unlike face-to-face communication, media can spread messages from great distance and time. This allows media to reach huge audiences across the globe. Fourth, mass media. Modern media or mass media means large groups of people receive the same content. However, today's digital media is becoming more interactive, letting people respond and engage directly. Thompson described mass media as produced and shared by institutions like media companies using technology, having economic value, it makes money, and symbolic value, it shapes ideas and culture. Having a gap between creators and audiences, limiting direct feedback, circulating publicly, meaning it available to large audience across time and space. Spatialized simultaneity. Thompson also explained how modern media has changed how we think about the time and place. In the past, communication required people to be in the same place at the same time. But with telecommunication like the internet or phone, that's no longer necessary. He calls this spatialized simultaneity, where things happen at the same time even if people are in different places. This has connected people globally and made information accessible anytime and anywhere. And in summary, media globalization has transformed how we experience the world. It's shaped by economic and political forces, spread across borders, and is a key part of our everyday life. As media continues to evolve with new technologies, it will keep influencing global cultures and identities, making the world more connected. Thank you.
The evolution of media and globalization. So, media has evolved through 5 key phases, which are oral, written, print, electronic, and digital. As each phase changed our way of communicating, the first one is about oral communication. So humans have been speaking for at least 2,000 years ago, which speech evolved into language. It gave Homo sapiens a tool that made them unique from other species. This helped humans spread across and dominate the world, which we are today. Script. Writing was the first way humans could share knowledge and ideas across long distances and time. It evolved from cave paintings, petroglyphs, and hieroglyphs. Around 3000 BC, early writing systems appeared. In short, it started with pictures on walls, and then turned into symbols, and finally it became letters. And So this made it possible for people to share ideas and knowledge over long distances in time. Great civilizations like Egypt, Rome, and China were possible because of writing that exists. The next one is printing press. The history of media and globalization highlights the important impact of the printing press. So it started with movable wooden blocks in China and then was improved with a metal type by Johannes Gutenberg in Germany. So the printing press was a big invention as it made books easier to make and cheaper to buy. And then this led more people learn to read. And this is how it changed the world by spreading ideas and people connecting with each other because of from this invention. The next is electronic media. So electronic media are tools used for communication that need electricity. Examples include our cell phones, which is the first thing that we wake up and do some social media stuff. It is not only the cell phones. It also includes the first inventions like telegraph, telephone, radio, films, and then television. These forms of media have a wide reach throughout the world, and these inventions they continue to create new opportunities in economics, politics, and globalization. And the last one is digital media. So digital media are electronic media that uses digital codes consisting of combinations of ones and zeros and ones to represent information. Phones and televisions are now digital, with computers being the main example of digital media. Access to global information, which enables people to adapt and changes practices in areas like music, sports, education, religion, fashion, food, the arts, and more. So basically, media helps create a sense of belonging to a nation. Global connections, it also helps connect people from all over the world. The internet helps form groups online. Satellite TV and then radio help people keep in touch with their home culture. And then the TFC, which is the abbreviation of the Filipino channel, helps Filipinos living abroad always stay connected to the Philippines. So, in essence, media has a significant role in shaping national identities and creating global communities. And that the internet and satellite media have made it easier for people to connect with others from around the world and still maintain their cultural ties. The next one is cultural globalization processes. Globalization has changed how people live today. Local traditions are becoming less important as people share cultures from around the world, and this affects many old ways of doing things. Families, schools, art, and government have all changed because of global connections, but the changes are not the same for everyone since some people have more benefits than others. The media helps people learn about different cultures, but sometimes it can also cause problems. Understanding these differences is important in studying globalization. So not only media helps connect cultures, but can also divide them. Understanding this is important in studying how cultures change worldwide. Two, media significantly influences our values and beliefs, acting as a cultural mirror that reflects both our own and foreign cultures. So this kind of exposure to diverse cultures can foster understanding and growth, but it can also lead to feelings of threat and difference. Global can be either good or bad for local cultures. It can make local traditions seem less important or force people to follow Western ways, but it can also help people learn about different cultures and share their own. Three is online communities. The internet has created communities of people with shared interests. As online communication is much more interactive and diverse. So the global impact of media and technology allow for social movements, political action, and economic exchange around the world. So basically, the internet has changed how people connect and work together, creating new communities and enabling global action. 4. Globalization has made the world more diverse. This can make it hard to have a fair and equal government for everyone. Different cultures have different ideas about how government should work. Globalization has made the world more connected. This makes it hard for countries to have full control. Countries can either try to make global rules based on their own or accept that the world is more complex and has many different influences. The globalization of culture and media. So media helps us connect with different cultures as it is like a bridge that brings people together. We can learn about other cultures by watching movies, listening to music, and reading books from other countries. So media can create new things. Since people from different cultures share ideas through media, they can make things like art, music, and then or fashion. Media can be also good or have bad consequences, although it can help us understand and then accept other cultures, but at the same time it could also makes us have a bad stereotypes. It is also like a main problem in other countries due to like standards, I suppose. And then Pieters, I think that is how it's pronounced, who studies how globalization affects culture, thinks there are three things that can happen. So the first one is cultural differentiation. This one is like cultures are different. This means that each culture has like its own unique characteristics, like their language, costumes, traditions, and values. Um, in any case, cultures are very strong. It means that cultures can resist change and maintain their identity. Even in a globalized world, cultures can continue to be distinct and different from each other. Um, cultures, although despite that, or despite between the peace, uh, possibly cultures may like clash to one another. If some cultures come in contact to each other, like they may have different values and beliefs. So unfortunately, it could lead sometimes to conflict or misunderstanding. But however, it can also lead to new and interesting cultural exchanges, which could be a nice experiment for them. Number two is cultural hybridity. So globalization connects people from different countries, leading to cultural exchange. So this mixing of cultures creates new and interesting things like art, music, food, and other cultural expressions. So this happened throughout history, like the examples of um, the Silk Road. The Silk Road connected cultures from Asia, Europe, and Africa, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and costumes. As globalization continues, we can expect even more cultural diversity and innovation. The last one is cultural convergence. So, globalization can make cultures similar. Uh, it means that people uh, from different countries can share ideas, values, and costumes. American culture might become more influential worldwide, and and from this it could lead to a global culture with fewer differences between cultures, since Western influence is a strong one. For example, people in different countries might watch the same TV shows, listen to the same music, and eat the same food. I think one of the examples of this cultural convergence is K-pop. it is a mainly strong influence, uh, since people love K-pop and others love K-drama from the Korean TV shows. This makes this makes Korea the perfect example of cultural convergence due to its popularity. And then the next is cultural imperialism theory. So cultural imperialism is the idea that Western countries like the United States have a strong influence of other cultures through their media, like movies, TV shows, and then music. This influence can change how people in other countries think and behave. However, globalization has made the world more connected. This means that cultures from all over the world can exchange or can share their ideas and traditions. So while Western media still has a big impact, such as like the American culture, it is not as powerful as it used to be. So, so the Cold, based from what I think, the Cold War is was a big fight between the United States and then the Soviet Union. They didn't actually really fight directly. It's they tried to control different parts of the world. It was a battle of ideas, which is like capitalism versus communism, and a race to build more powerful weapons. So the Cold War ended when the Soviet Union stopped existing, and so after such thing happened, the globalization created a new world order. So when the end of the Cold War marked a significant impact, turning point in global history, the rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, which had dominated the world stage for decades, came to an end. So this change, it led to a new area of connectedness and complexity for other people. And globalization, it emerged as a more accurate way to describe this new world. Unlike social colonialism, which focused on individual countries, globalization emphasizes the interconnectedness of the entire planet. So basically, power in globalization, power is shared. So after the Cold War mentioned before, many countries, not just a few superpowers, had a say in global affairs. This shift made globalization a more relevant concept. And then the next thing is borders matter less. Globalization has blurred traditional national boundaries. People, goods, and information can move freely across borders. And there's this cultural blending mentioned from the paragraph. As cultures become more connected, they also become more similar, as this can be seen in the spread of Western media, fashion, and food around the world. While some argue that this cultural blending is a form of cultural imperialism, it is important to note that it is also a natural consequence of globalization, as people from different backgrounds interact more closely. They exchange ideas and influences. And in conclusion, the transition from social colonialism to globalization reflects the changing nature of our interconnected world, which is also a change. Wait. In conclusion, the transition from social colonialism to globalization reflects the changing nature of our interconnected world. Understanding globalization is crucial for navigating the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century.
Social media etiquette. Ryder claims that digital communication changed forever how people interact with one another. So Kreider claims that digital communication has fundamentally altered human interaction is evident in numerous ways, and here are some examples. Number one, the real-time global connections. The instant messaging platforms like WhatsApp, Messenger, and Telegram allow people to communicate in real time across continents, fostering global friendship and business partnership. And the social media. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter enable users to connect with people from diverse backgrounds and cultures, sharing experience and ideas. Sorry. And the second one, asynchronous communication, like email. Email has become a primary means of business and personal communication, offering flexibility in timing and allowing for more thoughtful responses. And the forums and discussion boards. Online communities provide spaces for asynchronous discussion on various topics, allowing people to share knowledge and perspective at their own pace. And the third one, new forms of expressions. The emojis are GIF. Digital communication has introduced new ways to express emotions and ideas through visual elements, making conversation more engaging and expressive. And the memes. Memes have become a popular form of cultural commentary and humor, shared and understood by people across the globe. And the last one, challenges of digital etiquette, like cyberbullying and harassment. The speed of digital communication can contribute to harmful behaviors like cyberbullying and harassment, and the misinformation and fake news. The rapid spread of information online can make it difficult to distinguish between fact and fiction. So these are illustrate how digital communication has revolutionized the way we interact, both positively and negatively. It has brought people closer together while also presenting new challenges that require careful consideration and responsible use. In digital, communication has significantly changed how people interact. The nature of platforms like social media, messaging apps, and email has created global connections, new forms of expressions, and challenges related to privacy, etiquette, and spread misinformation. Ryder concludes that keep in mind that anything you say online becomes part of your digital footprint, which only you are responsible. You can unring a bell. Before you post something online, you should consider the effect your words might have on people with differing opinions on and how the words you write today could affect you and your professional image in the future. So this quote from Ryder emphasized the importance of being mindful of your online presence. It highlights that everything you say online contributes to your digital footprint, which is solely responsible. The author advised considering the potential impact of your words on people with different viewpoints and the long-term consequences for both yourself and your professional image. So these are the social media etiquette. The Facebook specific etiquette. Abide by terms of service and follow overall brand engagement framework. And brand the product or organizational profile but cover it in sales messages. Take sensitive customer queries into private sphere on or offline. All updates should be frequent and relevant. Use language relevant to that channel and the target demographic. And lastly, do ask questions on will posts but follow up and respond to any feedback received. Twitter-specific etiquette. Abide by terms of service and follow overall brand engagement framework. Keep requests for retweets to a minimum. This should be earned through quality of contents and tone of voice. Use links shortened. Individuals who complain about organization or service should not automatically be followed. It could be seen as stalking and make things worse. Follow back wherever relevant. Everyone from customer to competitors is potentially an interesting source of information, and the spammer should always be reported. This helps to maintain the health of the network. YouTube specific etiquette. Abide by terms of service and follow overall brand engagement framework. Organizations need to develop a thick skin. YouTube commenters can be notoriously vicious, and many comments are not constructive. The correct response is neither to take this to heart nor argue as this will only fan the flames. Use video replies. YouTube is more than a broadcast platform but powerful platform for feedback and a good way of spreading a message. Comments should be acknowledged and thanks given to those who are being positive about the brand.
Good evening, everyone. So I am Ruth, and I will be reporting the LinkedIn specific etiquette. So one, abide by terms of service and follow overall engagement framework. Second, organizations should join groups and contribute relevant experience. Third, they should answer questions and contribute shared pages and communities. Fourth, contacts should be harvested for external use. They should be built within the network. For the fifth one, organizations should not ask for references unless they already know the person or have genuinely delivered great services. 6. Unsolicited contacts should always be supported by a full explanation of who is contacting and why. 7. There are benefits to developing a corporate presence. It can be costly, but value can be gained through sponsoring events and so on, so which will raise an organization's profile to the LinkedIn community. So 8. Direct will should not be attempted unless the organization already know the target well. And the last one is self-promotion is usually weaker than allowing reputation and profile speak for itself. So we have here the different trends in media. So according to Azor S. Huberman or B. Jebuji and Wang, in 2021, describes trends in social media as content that people create and share that manage to attract inordinate amount of attention to rise to the top and become temporal trends which are played by users. So, the determinant of social media trends, particularly in Twitter, consists of the following. So, we have here the visibility of popular topics. So, it contributes to the collective awareness of what is trending and defines the public agenda of the community. For second, we have the resonate content. This one, the users of the social network or the retweets by other users, which is more related to the content that is being shared than attributes of the users. And we also have the news from traditional media sources. This amplified by repeated retweets. So, other works consider the following as causes of the information of trends in social media, especially Twitter is particular. So, let's name it Huberman in 2008. The hidden networks underlying the friend and the followers, while most links represent meaningless interactions. Second, we have Jensen in 2005, act as mechanism for word-of-mouth advertising. So, we also have Galuba in 2010, the propagation model that predicts which users will tweet in URL based on the history of past activity. We also have Young and Leskovic in 2011, the patterns of temporal behavior for hashtags Young and Leskovic 2011. And we also have the Agarwal in 2008, means of identifying influential bloggers in the blogosphere. And we also have the Aral in 2009, homophily or people who are similar to themselves from influence motivation for propagation. And we also have the last one, Romero in 2011, aggressivity of the audience in the social network. Luis and Azor. We also have Sitaram and Huberman and Bernardo in 2011. They discovered that there is a vast difference in the content shared in China. When compared to global social networks such as Twitter in China, the trends are crested almost entirely due to retweets of media content such as jokes, images, and videos. Whereas on Twitter, the trends tend to have more to do with current global events and news stories. So now we are going to social media marketing. So now Japan, Deepa, and Dismuk and Sagar in 2013 traced the rise of social media, which started with LinkedIn, which was launched in 2003, followed by both MySpace and Facebook in 2004. YouTube in 2005, and Twitter in 2006. In less than a decade, the population of social media has grown rapidly, and it has reached billions of people worldwide. So Facebook started with more than 500 million users, but today it has reached almost 3 billion users worldwide. So Twitter has approximately 175 million users, LinkedIn has more than 90 million users, and MySpace has 57 million users, according to Curtis in 2011. According to Data Portal, in April 2023 Global Review, there are 4.80 billion people around the world are using social media. So it's like 60% of the world population and 150 million new users within the last 12 months. So the data portal .com/report/digital 2023 providers an overview of the demography of social media, and it is below. Follow me. So I will showing you the overview of social media use in April 2003. So the infographics above implies that people around the globe today are living in a social media world. So this further suggests that social media is a good platform for marketing. We also have the world's most used social platforms. So as we can see, the Facebook has reached a lot of people using it. So the infographics above on world's most used social media platforms shows the Facebook continues to dominate with 2.963 billion users, and followed by YouTube with 2.527 users. Indeed, social networks have transformed marketing, and that the markets and to make smart decisions when planning their digital distribution channels. So in social media, which made social media sites at the new marketing promotion platform, we have here the 7 steps framework for social media marketing. So according to Nenjapan in 2013, it recommend the following steps to learn from social media. So we have here the first, monitor the conversation. So by monitoring brand-related conversations that are happening in the social media platforms, businesses can gain access valuable information, influential people, and relevant conversations that already show engagement with the brand. We have here the step 2, identify influential individuals who can spread messages. So companies can use data to identify a pool of influential individuals, or let's say influencers, so some of whom might be induced to spread the right message from the company's perspective. So we have here that the step 3, identify the factors shared by influential individuals. So companies should find commonalities among the candidates and create profiles of typical influencers. By creating such profiles, prepares businesses subsequently to locate all the influencers relevant to their campaign and design ways to encourage those influencers to talk about the company's products or services. So we have here the 3 aspects of influencers in social media exhibit and high level of engagement. So the first one is message spread. The number of times of a message is forwarded with or without modification by the receivers. So the second is the influence. The number of tunes the message is forwarded by recipients to their friends. And the last one is we have social impact. The number of comments and replies received for each message. So the step 4, locate those potential influencers who have interest relevant to the campaign. Companies need to identify those influential social media users who are particularly interested in the company's category of goods and services. So we have the step 5, recruit those influencers with interest relevant to the campaign to talk about the company's product or services. So once a company has identified influential users who are particularly interested in the company's product or services category, the next step is to enlist those influencers in the company's social media campaign or campaigns. We have the step 6, incentivize those influencers to spread positive image about the product or service. So by incentivizing influencers to create buzz about their products or services in a social media campaign, business can both retain customers and attract prospects. So we have here the last step 7, reap the rewards from increasingly effective social media campaigns. So by taking the steps above, businesses can more accurately measure the performance of their social media campaigns. By monitoring and tracking, businesses can develop more effective social media campaigns and should, as a result, to start and see enhanced financial performance, more customer engagement, and increased brand awareness. So to end this chapter, a quote from Jenny Fisher, the CEO, Lupa, Bendos, and Aries is worth nothing, which says that social media has become a primary tool for higher levels of farm engagement, directly driving lead generation through interaction and content sharing that is especially relevant to media companies. So that's all for tonight. Thank you so much.